Some people taking Ozempic report something strange. The constant urge to eat simply disappears. Food cravings fade, meals become smaller. And for the first time in years, hunger stops dominating their thoughts. But Ozempic isn't magic. Inside the body, this drug is altering one of the most powerful biological systems controlling appetite. And the real story isn't just weight loss. It's how a single hormone signal can change how your brain, stomach, and metabolism respond to food. Ozempic contains a molecule called semaglutide. This molecule belongs to a class of medications known as GLP-1 receptor agonists. These drugs mimic a natural hormone, which the body normally releases after eating. Under normal conditions, GLP-1 plays several critical roles. It helps regulate blood sugar levels. It signals to the brain that you are full. And it slows down digestion so that nutrients are absorbed more gradually. Ozempic essentially amplifies this natural hormone signal. Instead of the body producing a short burst of GLP-1 after a meal, semaglutide keeps activating the same biological pathway for much longer. One of the most important effects happens in the brain. GLP-1 receptors exist in several regions that regulate hunger and appetite, including the hypothalamus and the brainstem. These areas constantly monitor signals from the body to decide when you should eat and when you should stop. When Ozempic activates these receptors, the brain receives stronger messages that the body has already had enough food. The appetite signal becomes weaker. At the same time, the reward circuits that normally make food extremely appealing become less active. This means the emotional pull toward food can decrease. Many people taking Ozempic describe a phenomenon often called food noise. Food noise is the constant mental background signal telling you to think about food, snacks, or the next meal. When GLP-1 signaling increases, that background noise often becomes much quieter. But the brain is only part of the story. Ozempic also changes what happens in the digestive system. Normally, after you eat, food moves from the stomach into the small intestine at a steady pace. Ozempic slows down this process. This effect is called delayed gastric emptying. When food remains in the stomach longer, the feeling of fullness lasts longer as well. Instead of hunger returning quickly after a meal, the stomach stays physically full for a longer period of time. This means smaller meals can keep someone satisfied for hours. As a result, many people naturally eat fewer calories without consciously trying to restrict their food intake. Another major effect involves blood sugar regulation. GLP-1 signaling affects how the pancreas releases insulin. Insulin is the hormone responsible for moving glucose from the bloodstream into cells where it can be used for energy. Ozempic increases insulin release when blood glucose levels rise after eating. At the same time, it reduces the release of another hormone called glucagon. Glucagon normally raises blood sugar levels by telling the liver to release stored glucose. By increasing insulin and reducing glucagon, Ozempic helps stabilize blood sugar levels and improves metabolic control. This is why the medication was originally developed to treat type 2 diabetes. When these systems work together, something interesting happens. Hunger signals from the brain become weaker. Fullness signals from the stomach become stronger. Blood sugar levels become more stable. The body begins responding differently to food. For many people, this leads to a gradual reduction in calorie intake without the intense feeling of deprivation that often accompanies dieting. Instead of constantly fighting hunger, the body's appetite system begins sending quieter signals. However, the biological changes caused by Ozempic can also produce side effects. Because digestion slows down, some people experience nausea, stomach discomfort, or feelings of fullness that can become unpleasant. These effects usually occur during the early stages of treatment as the body adjusts to the new hormonal signals. In some cases, people also report fatigue or changes in digestion. These side effects occur because Ozempic is not simply targeting one organ. it is interacting with a network of systems that coordinate metabolism, digestion, and appetite regulation. The surprising part is that Ozempic does not directly burn fat. It does not significantly increase metabolism. Instead, it changes the signals that determine when and how strongly the body feels hunger. For decades, researchers believed weight loss depended primarily on willpower and calorie restriction. But modern metabolic science shows that appetite is tightly controlled by hormones and neural circuits that evolved to protect the body from starvation. Ozempic interacts with those systems. By amplifying the signals that say, "you are full," it reduces the biological pressure to keep eating. This helps explain why the drug has become so widely discussed. Ozempic can make long-term weight loss easier for some people.